Hello, everybody. You are tuned in to Intelligent Thoughts. My name is Dustin Coyle, and this is the NBA Weekly Playoffs Round 1 Recap. If you were listening to the Daily Wager from earlier today, you kind of already know what's going on, or if you have a TV or the internet or something, you probably already know what's going on. But if you want to hear somebody talk about it, we're going to break down the first round of the playoffs. Look forward to round number 2 here right now. All right, we will start in the West with the highest overall seed in the league, the Golden State Warriors, number 1 seed, taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. This one was a somewhat easy one to call. Basically, I think almost everybody thought it would be a sweep. I thought that Portland might win Game 3, but other than that, that'd be the only thing. Be 4 or 5 games. Golden State, let's see, dominates the entire series in the sweep, led by Steph Curry, 29.8, averages almost 30 points per game during the series. 27.8 for Lillard on the other side, though, pretty good. Big rebounding advantage. Draymond was the leading rebounder for the Warriors. 7.5 is what he averaged, compared to Nurkic, who averaged just 4 rebounds. They really had a difficult time getting any rebounds until he came back for games 3 and 4, and then they still lost those two. Assists. Nurkic averaged 11 assists per game, so that's pretty big. Draymond Green, again, 9.5, kind of negating that, to somewhat. Blocks, somehow Steph Curry led the entire series, averaged 2 blocks per game. Pretty sweet there. What else? Kevin Durant was bombing from 3. He shot 67% from 3 during the series. And on average, the Warriors won 119 to 101, just as an average there. Moved the ball fantastically, averaged a little bit over 27 assists per game. Fantastic there, over 10 blocks per game. Really becoming a defensive presence somehow. A slight out-rebounding edge for them. And then a three-point shooting edge, obviously. 40% from downtown for the series. For Golden State, only 32% for Portland. And the Warriors managed to shoot 79% from the field overall for the 4-game series. Deadly team. Literally have so many different scores. I think Kevin Durant shot, somewhere in the 70s as a wing player for the series. Just a great performance. Held Portland to 40% shooting on the day. Man, that 79% can't be accurate, actually. There's really no possible way that's true, because Kevin Durant led, I don't know. We'll lay off of that number there for a minute. Great performance here, though, for Golden State. They obviously look like the front runners leading into round 2 of the playoffs. Let me go ahead and look at the odds and stuff. I want to see what the odds to win a championship are, if they still have that available. All right, there it is. Odds to win an NBA championship. Golden State is a minus 220. Kind of surprised that it's only a minus 220, honestly. It's been a minus 210 for, I think, before game 1 even. Other than that, they're all about the same. Plus 1,600 for Boston, plus 375 for Cleveland. That went up a little bit. Plus 2,000 for Houston. That's about the same. The Jazz plus 10,000, still in it. Yeah. The Raptors has gotten worse, though. Plus 5,000. I actually have a little bit on them at plus 4,000. Like 1 to 40 odds. That was pretty fantastic, I thought. Now it has stretched to a plus 5,000. They are matched up with the Wizards there. Kind of find it strange that the Jazz are a plus 10,000 though, because they're probably a better team than the Wizards are. I don't know though. I would say so. Better shooting, definitely. John Wall sometimes has a little bit of trouble shooting the pill, which he should, seeing as he's just a point guard. All right, so that's enough of the Golden State series. We move on to a game we just talked about here on the Daily Wizager from yesterday. The Utah Jazz, the 5 seed, and the number 4 seed Los Angeles Clippers. Back and forth series. Utah wins game 1 in LA. LA wins the next 2. Utah wins what? The next two, one on each court. It goes back to Salt Lake City Game 6. LA wins again in Salt Lake, and then it goes back to LA for Game 7, and Utah wins there. So the Jazz go 3-1 in Los Angeles during the series, and the Clippers go 2-1 in Salt Lake City during the series. Definitely a touch of an upset special. I think a lot of people kind of got railed, lost a little bit of ducats on this series. Chris Paul was on fire. He played great. He led the all scorers, averaged 25.3 per game. On the other side, we had Gordon Hayward at 23.8 per game, also playing fantastic, really shooting the ball well. Both of them actually really shot the ball well. DeAndre coming in at just 9.9 rebounds per game. A lot of that was negated by Rudy Gobert and his presence. He averages just 4, but 2 games he got 0. The first game when he went out in 17 seconds, he got 0 rebounds. Well, actually, I guess he did. He got 4. But it was skewed a little bit. But he definitely, they kind of negated each other a little bit. Assists, how about this? 14.4 assists per game for Chris Paul. Stud. That can't possibly be accurate. It claims that this is true. 14.4 per game? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't average 14.4 per game. But I really don't know how much I trust these weird stats things that this is pulling up. What in the fuck? Well, that's alleged. Stick to it. Most of these look right, though. Chris Paul, 1.8 blocks, or 1.8 steals. He led the Clippers, of course, no surprise there. And how about Joe Ingles, who led the Jazz in both assists at 7.5, the Aussie, and steals at 2 steals per game. This dude is the baddest motherfucking square white boy baller of all time, honestly, man. The Jazz love their white players. How about Gordon Hayward in there? They have one tatted guy in George Hill. Other than that, I don't even know if anybody knows about tattoos there, which is pretty cool, I guess. All right, how about field goal percentage? No surprise here. DeAndre Jordan, the best in the league, 69%, tears it up. He has a pretty damn good series as far as the amount of, his percentages. He, in his Game 7 was great. He did all he could in Game 7. Didn't play fantastic for the mid portions of the series, though. Favors shot really well. He shot 57% for Utah. All right, where else we at here? The Clippers shot horribly from the line. Their best free throw shooter was Crawford at 71.5%, if that tells you. I don't even know how that's possible either. Great defensive performance from the Utah Jazz. In the regular season, the Clippers averaged 108.7 points per game. The Jazz held them to 97.7, although Blake Griffin only played a few games. And it was right in their wheelhouse. They go from 100 points per game down to 98. So they kind of played a very similar style of game that they had played in the regular season, and it proved to be good over a 7-game stretch here. Rebounding almost identical, high 37s. A couple more assists, 20 assists for the Jazz. Nothing like that 25 or 27 or whatever it was for Golden State. What else is sticking out to me here? Pretty good three-point shooting team, I guess. Utah shot 39%. It's obviously pretty good as a team to be able to shoot that way from downtown. Have quite a few people that can shoot there. I don't know. That's pretty much all that is standing out from this series. Now Utah gets the unfortunate task of playing the number 1 seed Golden State Warriors in round 2. Coming up here, when's the first game of that series? Tomorrow. As everyone can probably guess, I'm going to take Golden State in 5 games. If Rudy Gobert is healthy for 5 games, I'm going to take the Warriors in 5. If Gobert misses some games, I'm going to take the Warriors in 4 games. Unfortunately for Utah, they have to go up through the sawmill, essentially, at this point in the NBA, which is the Golden State Warriors. They really, really. I remember last year how good they looked and how much of an aura there was around what they were doing and shit like that. This team, although they didn't have the same record and they had some, more ups and downs and stuff like that, I feel like is a much more, or at least comes across or feels like a much more dangerous team or a much more of a lock to win than last year's team did. Because of Kevin Durant, obviously, that's going to be the biggest reason, but also because they're battle hardened from last year, from being the best, and then losing to LeBron, losing to a mature team in the Cleveland Cavaliers, and from going through this whole Kevin Durant experience, from getting him, from having the backlash from fans, other people's fans, not the Warriors fans, media, all these other people having to gel together. I think that they've matured a lot over the past 12 months, probably more so than any other team, except maybe, well, probably more so than any other team. I would say even the Cavs. The Cavs may be second, though. I'm going to say Golden State wins Game 5 at home to steal the series and go to the Western Conference Finals. My guess on that one. Shall we take a look at some of the odds and series prices? Let's do that shit. All right, for the Jazz Warriors series, we have series price minus 3,000 for the Warriors, plus 1,500 for the Jazz. I know that sounds completely ridiculous and some kind of a massive, like a boxing fucking spread almost, but the Jazz are not going to win 4 of 7 against the Golden State Warriors. When Golden State has the 4 best players on the court at any given point, they're going to win the game. The obvious mismatch here is going to be Rudy Gobert. How well does Rudy Gobert play? What kind of mismatches are they able to provide or come up with? Basically playing Pachulia, JaVale McGee. If he can dominate, if he can have some of those performances he had like towards the end of the regular season, where he was having like 30 and 20, that's what they'll need just to win, probably 2 games. Just to win more than 1 game, they'll probably need that. And I mean, Gordon Hayward is going to have to average 26, 28 a game in order for them to win the series as well. I don't see that happening. And even if they do, they'll still probably lose the series. That's going to have to happen for them to win the series. I like Golden State a lot. I'm not going to bet on it just because, if I had other series that I was 100% locked in on, I might, and just parlay some together. But, wow, some shit's changing. People are taking the Rockets series prices a lot. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, nothing else is too set in stone for me right now, so that's kind of where I'm at. Let's take a look at our odds for tomorrow's game, though, Game 1. Golden State is a 13-point favorite at home for tomorrow, and minus 1,100 for the game. It's a lot. 13 points, too. It's tough to tell. The Jazz will slow the game down, or they'll attempt to at least. They'll do their best, and they'll probably be successful. I can't imagine Golden State will put up the massive numbers that they put up during the regular season in this game, or in this series. But you never know. All right, we're moving on. Houston, Oklahoma City. Houston, the number 3 seed. Oklahoma City, the number 6 seed. This series ends in 5 games. Harden did not shoot very well. Scored a lot, but didn't shoot very well. Russell Westbrook played absolutely off the fucking wall. Nobody else really on his team played too great. Let's see. Houston kills in Game 1, barely wins Game 2, survives a 51-point, 10-rebound, 13 assists performance from Westbrook to win by 4. It takes 32, 11 assists, and 13 rebounds in Game 3 for Oklahoma City just to win by 2 in that one. And I think Russell Westbrook made a shot at the very end to win that one. Game 4, Houston goes on the road and beats them. And Nene with 28 points makes 12 of 12 of his shots. And then at home, Houston wins again. Harden with 34 last night. Let's take a look at the stats for the series here. Harden averaged 33.3 per game. Didn't shoot well, but he got fouled a ton. Like I just said earlier in Game 5 or whatever, he was like 16 for 17 from the line